Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Mary Jo. I want to say thank you again as always to everyone who's been watching and subscribing, booking readings, offering support, loving comments, questions. I really do appreciate everyone and thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Whether you've been with me from the beginning or you're a newcomer, welcome newcomers. And if you have not subscribed, you might want to so you could get updates of my videos from YouTube. I don't get your email and I will not solicit you in any way. Okay, let's see. This week's reading is going to be August 21st through the 27th, 2016. We will be transiting the sun from Leo into Virgo this week. These cards are pretty heavy duty, but you know, we're coming off of a lot of retrograde energy this year. This is a year of endings, and Uranus is retrograde until December 29th. And most of the people I've been reading for have been experiencing shocking news, upsets, very surprising things and events in their lives. So I can understand the energy. So let's look at what we have. And no matter what this is, we're going to look for some positives in it for growth. But we start with this Two of Swords energy. Now we know with the Two of Swords, our eyes are covered here. We're like blinded. I do see the full moon here. And we did just come off of that full moon in Aquarius. That was a partial lunar eclipse full moon, like a penumbral. But nonetheless, it was an eclipse. So it does talk about things that we eclipsed from our life and that Aquarian energy. So I'm going to say some of us have been feeling this maybe since right around or just after this full moon. And, you know, we look here, the person's blindfolded, but we can't see their hands. So we can't see their hands are tied, but we're saying, you know, like maybe you could just take the blindfold off and see things for the way they really are, but you're choosing to stay blinded by this. With this card, it is the mental realm. Okay, this is our thoughts, this is words, and the swords there that are crossed, and they're covering the heart of the matter. I'm going to say that you can't see your way through to the heart of the matter, and your mind is in turmoil or angst or depression, maybe even sorrow, grief, mania, anything in the mental realm that you could look at. This is denoting something unhappy or negative for you in the way that you're thinking. And the two is the duality of a situation. So maybe you're faced with a choice that you don't feel that you can make. Now, for some of you, it's saying you really do know what to do in your heart. You know, take the blindfolds off and see things for what they really are. You're keeping yourself blocked off here. And it's very possible that you just don't want to see the truth. You know, or some of you, it might even be, if it's something, now let's do this in a snapshot of who it is. So whether this is about your health, a relationship, your job, school, work, okay, let's put it in a general reading. This is unhealthy boundaries, okay, for some of you, with an individual or a group, okay? Very unhealthy boundaries. Someone is overstepping their boundaries. Maybe they're trying to control you. Maybe they're trying to be aggressive with you, too assertive with you, imposing, okay? And maybe there's clouds around the issue here, so you don't have the full thing exposed to you. So you don't know the whole truth of everything, but you're kind of like blocking off your heart here. You don't want to see this for what it is. If it is someone who's controlling you and you love them, if it's a lover or a family member or even a husband-wife situation, maybe you're just not seeing it for what it is and you're letting your emotions get in the way. Or you're holding in feelings too and you don't want to say anything to the person, you know, but logic is saying something else to you. Logic is saying that you need to look at this as what it really is, but your heart, you know, like you're trying to protect your heart here or you're blocking it off. And the full moon, which usually brings things to light, is clouded here. So like maybe you don't want to see the truth of the matter. You know, there's two sides to every story, but look at both sides, okay? And what are your options here? The most important thing I would say is stay calm and be like reflective right now. Try and be balanced like the swords are, okay? Because you're out of balance right now. You're definitely out of balance right now. And like The swords have balance the way they're forged, okay? And hammered out and dipped in water and fire and until they're tempered and forged. You know, they have balance and weight to them. You need to be like the swords and maybe make a swift, clear, concise cut here. Judgment. Just make the decision and cut ties. You're really refusing to see what's right in front of you. So take off the blindfolds and see this truth of the matter and cut ties. I don't usually say things that strongly, but Spirit is saying in this situation, you know in your heart what to do, but you're letting your emotions get in the way here. You need to listen to your mind. Sometimes I tell you to listen to your heart. Spirit is saying this time, clear, cut, concise, logical, intelligent decision here, like Spock, okay? Do what's logical, cut ties. Because, then we have the Tower card here. Now, the Tower is Mars energy. And the Tower is a release of ego and arrogance. So if this is a toxic relationship that you are in with someone, whether it's friends, family, loved ones, lovers, anything toxic, it's saying there's going to be a sudden change. This is the impetus of change. Whether you decide to make the change or not, this is a major arcana. And this card is more or less saying there's intervention coming. And this is like the hand of God. It is coming down and releasing the mighty from their tower there. The high and mighty, the arrogant, egotistical person or persons being released and humbled. Whatever this relationship was, it really wasn't built on a strong foundation. You thought that it was, or for whatever time it was, maybe it was, and things have changed. The Tower urges us to make necessary cleanses and purges in our life. And when we do not, the universe shakes us and wakes us with these groundbreaking changes, shifting, and how Uranus is retrograde. It's electrifying, it's shocking. Sudden changes, like I tell you, it pulls the rug out from under you or drops the lottery in your lap. That's how Uranus is. It's so unpredictable. And it is about freedom because Uranus rules Aquarius, forward thinking, future planning. It has to do with groups, organizations, friends, family, very social situations here. So whatever this is here, if it's for a lover, there's going to be a cleansing and a change and an ending in the relationship or shocking news, and that you will be cutting ties. If it's something with work, there's going to be some cleansing. If things haven't been going very well, and with your boss or coworkers, and you've been oppressed, and things, the people around you have been maybe taunting you, even at school, bullying, because we're back to school, there's going to be a sudden change. Like I said, what was built on what they thought was a solid foundation will become crumbling down. And it is the necessary cleansing that is needed. And remember, out of the chaos comes the peace. Out of destruction, we rebuild. So this card is necessary for what's going on here to be cleared away, the end of what was with the beginning of what will be. This energy is very different, okay? This energy, it doesn't matter if it's male or female, but this is like a father figure. For some of you, it's a father or father figure. This man would be a bit of a bigger man. Maybe he's good in finances too, or agriculture as well. He could even be like a teacher, because for me, the pentacles are knowledge. Besides health and wealth, the arts, arts and sciences. So if you're a metaphysical person, if you have your own craft of some sort, things that you make with your hands, things that you're studying, things that you teach. Like I said, agriculture, that if you're a farmer or a grower, your own health. All right? So if this is someone in your life, this usually to me is a man over 35, 40 years old. So it is a father or father figure. Okay? Or someone of an elder and in that age. And they're talking about this person and stability, grounding stability. This person's very good with money and finance. They're good counsel too. Good at business. So if this is an individual, okay, that we're talking about, and this ties into this is the person we're talking about with this change. All right? Or this is the person who is involved with or influencing the change here for you. Now, if it has nothing to do with that for any of you, then this is something that you're saying If you've been working on something, putting a lot of effort into it or a lot of money into it, it's going to be paying off for you because the king has the ideas, all right? And this king is of the earth. So he's grounded and stable, lush grounds, nice garden, nice home. See the pentacle of gold? So this is like King Midas. So for some of you, whatever you've been embarking on, even if you're a student, okay, let's put this in a general reading. If it's your health, whatever, you're finding the ideas for whatever you've been working on trying to put this together, it's going to pay off for you. Know, it's going to bear fruit. It's going to be fertile for you. Now, if this is about this person here, it could be someone who's just a bit high and mighty. You know, and you see that maybe they're very comfortable in their life. Maybe they have great wealth or status, or power. And it's involving that person, even if it's a woman, someone who's been arrogant and egotistical, thinking that they're above everyone else in their high and mighty tower, then this is that person that we're talking about here for you. Okay, and they're going to become crumbling down. All right, and if it isn't, and it's something that's changing in your life or cleansing in your life, saying the outcome of this is going to be beneficial to you financially, grounding stability, improved health, great studies, or whatever business you're embarking on, or legal matter, it's going to start to pay off for you. And you'll be very comfortable. Now, if we keep the energy going with this here, if it was someone who has been oppressing you or arrogant or controlling, this card is talking about self-imposed limitations. This card is talking about all the things that you feel held prisoner to. Now, some of you maybe are in a controlling relationship or being controlled or abused. This even could be talking about an addiction. This card does say this is self-imposed. Again, we have two blindfolded women. There's only 3 in the deck, and the third one is Justice, so she doesn't need her eyes to see. Here, we're talking about you blindfolded again. Okay, now we do see the maiden's hands, or even if this is a male figure, she can free herself at any time. She could take those blindfolds off and see things for the way they really are. She is not being held captive, actually. She can be free, and the 8 talks to us about building on our strength and its fast movement and motion. These swords are your thoughts or words. Maybe someone's tearing you down mentally or verbally abusing you or even physically, and you feel trapped and being held prisoner. Well, you can free yourself. Take the blindfolds off again and see things for what they really are. These are in your mind. Suspicion, doubt, fear, loneliness, anger, heartache. All of this is in your mind, and you can free yourself from it. Even if it is this person putting these things on you, you can get free. You know, and you see how you're kind of like floating in the air here? So we know that it's the mental realm. And we know that it is something that you can cut ties with. Now, if this isn't a relationship that's toxic or controlling, and it's something to do with you with school, if you look at all these things that you can't make a choice, something is going to be changing, you will be making progress here, then for you here, you'll build on your strengths with this freeing feeling, and you should be getting some mental relief from it. With anything in the positive, looking at this in that context. But I think this does apply to many people with a situation in their life or individuals that are causing them to have anguish, pain, depression, sorrow, knocking them off their life, ungrounding them, causing heartache and pain, or even mental stress and anguish. This card is saying to you, you can get yourself out of this situation. The way you're keeping yourself prisoner in your mind, you can set yourself free at any time. Now, I know this is like a loaded message from Spirit, but it's going to reach some of you out there. Now, for some of you, if this isn't going on right now, because of this card and the timing, it'll probably be coming sometime September 23rd and on for some of you. Now, remember, we are entering Virgo, so it's a time of being very analytical, very cautious, and thinking things out long term. So look for this as a warning from Spirit, an update from Spirit. Ride the wave, be prepared, and know that something good is going to come out of this. Ask Spirit, what good is coming out of this? Show me. So I do hope this gives you some help, guidance, and peace. I thank you for watching. As always, I wish you the best.